weather, here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. Sponsored by Jim Bass Cars and Trucks.
Well, today we only got up to 83 degrees, but we are expecting some thunderstorms tonight. As we look at those weather headlines, we're tracking these storms off to the west of the Concho Valley. And then today is not the only time we're going to see storms. We're expecting more storm chances as we go into the middle of this week and then also towards the end of this week as we deal with several disturbances that will be moving through the south central U.S. that's going to be bringing us these rain chances. Highs back in the 90s going into Wednesday and Thursday, so we're going to be dealing with those summer-like temperatures, but then overnight lows in the 60s right now. But looking at our current temperature, we are sitting in the upper 70s. Actually, we got up to about 83 degrees. Our average is around 86, so we're a little bit below average. Our record was set in 1967. We got up to 103 degrees. But as you look at those current conditions, we are still seeing those lightning off in the distance off to the west of us. But right now, 77 degrees, winds out of the south at 7 miles an hour. The Storm Prediction Center has portions of the Concho Valley under a marginal risk for severe storms. So any storm that does have the potential for moving through the area does have the main threats of being large hail and damaging winds as we go into the next few hours. But looking at that radar, we are seeing these storms actually starting to slowly move into the area in and around Crockett County. Most weather models are suggesting that these storms will be weakening as we lose that daytime heating. But other than that, we could not rule out the potential for a few strong storms making it into the area. Looking at the big picture, areas to the east of the Concho Valley, or actually to the west of the Concho Valley, are dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the portions of Middle and Odessa, but we are still expecting these storms. Are very slow-moving storms, and so this cluster of storms was near Fort Stockton for the last 2 to 3 hours, so prompting flash flood warnings. So these storms are not moving very fast, and then of course, as we head into the big picture here, we are seeing this disturbance moving through the area, the state of Texas, with stretching from the Panhandle all the way down into the Del Rio area. But looking at that water vapor imagery, you're able to see this low-pressure system sort of spinning around there as it continues to move off towards the east. But our future cast, we are expecting the potential so overnight lows dropping down into the 70s. And then as we go into the next couple of hours, we can expect to see some very strong storms in and around our southeastern or southwestern areas, and then a few potential. So it looks to me that this latest run of this weather model is suggesting that these storms are going to remain to the south of San Angelo. We can't rule out a few storms for us here in town, though. So of course, these weather models have been very inconsistent within the last several hours here. So definitely expecting a few of these storms to make it into our area for tonight, and then being out of the picture at least around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning as we go into tomorrow morning there. But looking at the next 7 days, we are expecting a few showers for tomorrow evening, mainly for our eastern areas, and then we're expecting another disturbance to make its way through the area as we go into Thursday, and then another low pressure system. This one's a little bit more powerful going into next Friday that could bring the potential for some severe weather going into Friday night into Saturday morning. But of course, those highs warming up into the 90s. So when we get those highs in those 90s, that provides fuel for these thunderstorms as we go into those evening hours there. So definitely expecting a warm conditions for the rest of the end of next week. Tonight getting down to 65 degrees, winds out of the south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour. We'll be topping out at 88 degrees for tomorrow. We're going to start off cloudy and then decreasing for tomorrow evening. Winds out of the south at 5 to 15 miles an hour. For the next 7 days, expect those temperatures to keep warming up to summer-like conditions going into Wednesday and Thursday. Highs at 90 degrees for Wednesday. We are expecting a 20% chance of evening storms for Wednesday, and then highs topping out at 92 for Thursday. And then as that weather system moves through towards the end of the week, we could see some severe weather going into Friday night into Saturday morning, with those highs remaining rather warm. Overnight temperatures in the 60s, and then we're expecting to remain rather warm for the next 7 days going into the start of next week. But other than that, still expecting the potential for a few storms for tonight. We'll be right back.